tell me briefly how you came to BSV.
So, believe it or not, the CEO of a company that I work for, I'm a co-founder of actually. We're
Right.
making an app. It's called Bitboard, and the CEO actually was a big BSV fan. I didn't know about BSV probably until I'd say a good year ago, and he was like, "Well, Olu, like," he was talking to me one day when we were having lunch, and he said, "BSV itself, right, is a technology."
Right.
But it's also a way of thinking about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, what do you mean a way of thinking about Bitcoin? Like, how do you make a technology a way of thinking about, like, the technology it's supposed to be itself, right? So like if Bitcoin SV is Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So at the time I didn't understand it, but there were a lot of, I think, ways of thinking about that statement.
Okay.
Over time, I dug into it. Twitter was a very big help. But yeah, I mean, I learned a lot with Bitcoin. I'm all about, I think as we sort of got into this, making sure that many people, you talk about that chain structure I was referring to before, right? Like moving people up the links, that to me is a big thing, right? I think there are a ton of people who are attacking the security and technology side and you know, definitely N-Chain Labs, for example, right? Like guys are huge, right, in pushing the tech forward. But we often find that there's a lot of lag in the other areas, right? Like communication of the thing. And the Bitcoin Association is definitely tackling that side of the problem. But I think more can be done, right? I think we need more people on that side. And that's funny coming from me because I'm definitely more on the tech side. But it's getting into that habit of recognizing that technology is not a thing that you do as a hobby that only you have access to, and it's a fun little like privilege, right, that you engage in. No, I think it's something that should be available for everybody to understand. It's sort of like a language, right? Like everybody should be able to speak it. Because this language has practical repercussions for the way that, you know, you live your life and the quality of life that you have access to. So I think that's a compelling reason, definitely, to engage in communication, and that's where I'm trying to probably focus my energies more. Building technologies that make it easy for people who ordinarily would never even have entered the space, even looked at it, to suddenly go, wait a second, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Like not just from a design perspective, right? But like I understand why I use this technology. It makes sense, right? There's an idea communicated with the way you build out that product. Here are two things that I'm working on currently that I think are going to be pretty cool. So the first one is called Bitboard. I've talked a little bit about the CEO who got me in there, BSV before. Bitboard basically is a way for you to, I think, take the visual space that we exist in. I mean, look around you, right? There's a lot of visual elements here, and a lot of it's symbolism, you know, but some of it is representation. So how do we, I think, apply that to commerce, right? And that's sort of what Bitboard was exploring. That's the thesis behind it, right? Can I create a visual space by which commerce can now be enacted?
Exactly.
AR, VR sort of get in this arena when we talk about games, but why does it have to be a game? So the idea behind Bitboard is actually really simple. I actually have the app. CEO would freak if he saw me doing it off the Android. He's like, no, do the demos off the... But, I mean, I just wanted to point out, we made like a quick example of what I'm talking about here. I don't know if you can see me. All right, cool. But the idea is actually really simple, right? I want to be able to then click a button, right? With, you know, this is the Bitboard button. Yeah, let me click the button for you. And then hit the product recognition view. As you can see about like the trial version over here, but this is a sample wallet that we built in order to help you just take a picture of something, right? Or scan something. Right. Not even take a picture, you just sort of hold your phone up in front of it, and then you'll be able to indexable commerce the thing. So what do I mean by that? I mean, instead of waiting in line, let me find the SDK version for you. Instead of waiting in line or going online in order to get something new that just dropped, right? Like Kanye West drops a new pair of Yeezys or something, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna need to get my hands on that.
Right.
Well, how do I do that? The idea is I'm supposed to be able to press a button now, the way we imagine it, hold your phone in front of it, and now you can buy that thing in 2 or 3 steps. It should show up.
All right,
That's
cool.
the basic idea behind it. So I just showed you the scanning interface, but we had to build it in a way that other people could participate. And so we took this technology, made it an SDK, and then we applied the SDK now to a few different wallets that we're talking to. And now you're probably going to see it show up, the camera interface, as a method by which people can now buy things and transact. Our job on the other side is to make sure that we're taking technology like SV building it into the way we handle data management and user, I think, privacy, which is huge from our part. And that's something you don't see in the traditional commerce model, right? Like your data belongs to the merchant.
Exactly.
Like you're paying not just the cost of the item and the taxes, but there's a cost of data.
Exactly.
We're trying to strip all of that out, and I think SB was a big part in us being able to do that with our privacy model. So who knows? Maybe people will be doing commerce like that in the future. You just hold up my phone in front of something, a brand has already uploaded an ad or whatever it could be, and that's it. 2 clicks, I can buy that.